Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fallout 2020. We're just doing some settlement building today, and I am using the Sims Settlements mod where the settlers kind of build their own thing. And as you can see, I'm cheating. Yeah, I'm using the cheat terminal. I just added 500 of every item to build with because I don't want to spend time looking for all this concrete. I'm going to lay down a ton of concrete just have some foundations. And yeah, it uses 12 each, and it's just not happening. And all the electricity and all that stuff. This playthrough is a little different than a normal playthrough. I'm just trying to build settlements mostly, but I am going to go on a lot of missions. Basically, you have to go kill things to help out the settlers and stuff like that. So, but this particular episode, we're just building here at the Starlight Drive-In. So I love this location for this type of thing. As I said in a previous episode, I use this location for my Ghost Chef series, which is a voiced roleplay series, and you don't see any of this stuff where I put down the foundations. I cut all that out. I try to make it look more like cinematic with, you know, it seems like the settlers are actually building it, and they're actually characters. They all have names because I played that on PC, and I had a mod where the settlers can have individual names instead of just settler. But for this playthrough, I'm actually playing on Xbox One, and it's just the vanilla, not the vanilla game. There's mods, but I don't have the DLCs, so I am a little limited in my building. But there's great mods like this, Sim Settlements, which is changed a lot since I used it over a year ago on PC. There's a lot of quests and stuff like that involved, or something. I don't even know exactly, to be honest. But I know there was like a 3-in-1 pack, so I have at least 2 other packs that I never used, that are part of this mod. So now when I did this in the Ghost Chef series, I had some space in between the foundations, and they weren't all even like this as far as height goes, and it actually was a huge pain in the butt putting all these foundations down. I was like connecting stairs just to get everything in a line, but also moving up a little bit because as you see, even though this area is pretty flat, it's actually not. There's like a lot of, variation in height. There's like basically a whole slope coming down from the movie screen down to the back, and also a lot of bumps and stuff. But I think I got the height right to begin with so that all of these will at least be above the ground and not too far above the ground so there's a gap underneath. So I'm just going to kind of plaster this whole area with concrete, and we'll throw some stairs up so I can actually get up there and see. So I'm not going to do too much of a job decorating this right now. I'll probably make a whole area in front of this that's more of like a welcome type of area. But I really just want to have everything nice and uniform and even. And we're going to put some stores in, and we're going to put some homes in for our players. And we're just going to have some space in between also. So just laying down the foundations right now. So yeah, this isn't going to be the most exciting episode, but personally, I love this stuff. I could watch people build in this game all day. I love watching Minecraft also, which this is one of the reasons I'm probably doing this right now. I was playing a lot of Minecraft last year, and everything's in a nice grid in Minecraft. It's the one thing that actually is very frustrating about build. As you see, it doesn't exactly snap that easily, even though it's a freaking grid. In Fallout, it's more realistic, obviously, and there's more options, but it also makes it a lot harder to build. And like I said, in my previous series, I wouldn't put any of this stuff in there because it is a little tedious, but for this series, I don't know. I just like I just like having this stuff personally. Like I said, I like watching it, so I'm not gonna feel like I should edit out because I'm not playing a character right now. This is just a behind the scenes type of thing. And it looks like I'm out of concrete, so let's get some more. So yeah, this cheat thing's also amazing. Like I could use this. I don't mind even on PC. I'll use console commands or other things just to make the viewing experience different. So I might be doing some of that later on. Might give myself some items or you know, auto complete some quests so I can kind of avoid the main quest possibly. And, you know, or I could make settlers show up here. I could do all sorts of things. Of course, once you start doing stuff like that, you also can break stuff. So I'm going to be cautious with it. So, all right, let's just dump this. I guess I could keep this in my... Well, I can't keep it because look at my weight, 3,000 pounds. So I could actually use the cheat terminal to, like, you know, not worry about carry weight. Which I've done in on PC. I think it was actually in Skyrim. Uh, well, what I would do is I like to have a lot of different outfits for my followers. Sometimes I'd have like 4 followers. I play a little weird, you know. I like playing that way because I like it to be more of a storyline. Then, like, I don't care if I'm actually good at fighting in these types of games. So I don't mind having my followers do some of the work depending on what type of character I have. So I know I had this one character where I just gave myself like 1,000 carry weight because I had all different outfits for all my followers depending on whether we were in the city or out in the wild. Now, that's a series I didn't film or anything, but I still like to do some type of role play even when I don't make a video. But that's the one thing I like about making videos and why I do it, even for things like this, is it just gives me like a different focus and perspective on what I'm doing when I'm talking about it or playing a character, you know. Okay, so here we are, we're putting down the power supply. And if you watch my previous, oh, we leveled up. If you watch my previous episodes, the other settlements, you know, were a little sloppier. I kind of forgot you had to power this stuff, and so I just threw some... Wow, this storm is actually distracting me. So I just threw some power, you know, behind the plots. This one, I want to have it a little more organized. I'll keep this over here and on the back. Maybe put a wall up or something eventually so it's not, like, part of the town. And look, we made it too far away, so I have to put another one in between here. So the wire won't last. Now there is a mod for longer wires, which is on PC. I don't know if it's on Xbox, but I don't really care. I'll figure it out. Oh god, this storm. Like, it's kind of harrowing building in this game. Like, I guess it is the same in Minecraft. Like, the weather, you know, it turns dark. You know, you have to fight enemies if you are building in the nighttime, which happens like every 10 minutes or 20 minutes or something. I think every 10 minutes it switches from day to night. So, yeah. But I do play that on peaceful mode a lot, so I don't have enemies. But you do have storms and stuff like that, or it does get dark and you have to lay the torches down. So it's not much different as far as that goes. Well, the one thing in Minecraft is it's always saving, constantly saving your game. Whereas in Fallout, if I die right now, it which actually does happen later, as you'll see. I think that might be in the next episode. But I actually had a game crash, and I did lose a bunch of stuff that I had done, which was pretty cool, and then I had to redo it. So, and that wasn't even, you know, I hadn't gone long enough to resave it. I actually had saved it at a pretty decent time to reconstruct most of the stuff. Like, I saved it after this point, but yeah. Anyway, this is my guy. He's like a raider type of guy. I haven't really done anything evil or anything, but I just like this badass look. I mean, he's got the little spikes on the shoulders and stuff like that. And of course, we have the gas mask on. So I am going to save right now, just in case. And I have the gas mask on, you know, for this purpose, actually. When there's a rad storm while I'm building, I'll have to pay as much attention to it. Though I do actually get a lot of rads from this, and we'll have to take a rad away at some point. Alright, I accidentally grabbed that because it's like the same button to touch the menu as the thing, so if the thing's in your way, you'll pick it up instead of touching the menu. Alright, so we're not going to put one there because the pole's there. So, yeah, this is what's so amazing about this mod. If you've watched my previous episodes, you've seen it, but this could be your first ep. So, you know, we're just put these plots down, and then eventually they build. I guess there's like a randomly generated, pre-made house that they will slowly build and also improve on as the game goes on, which is really one of the coolest aspects of this. So I'm putting stuff down now, and it'll build like a really simple home. I come back after like 10 more hours of playing the game, and they'll build like another story or more decorations, and it gets really cool. So that's basically why I'm doing this series, because I just want to go to like probably not all the settlements in the game, but I would say I'm planning on doing at least 10 different settlements in this playthrough and just really expanding across the Commonwealth and seeing all the different types of communities these guys build. Basically, this is kind of a this series does exist on its own, you know, obviously as a thing, but it's kind of like me testing and learning and seeing what works and what doesn't that I can use in my more serious role plays where I do like voice characters and stuff like that. So like there'll be a future role play where I'll maybe, you know, maybe I'll see a particular build here that I really like, right? Like a particular type of house. And what I'll do behind the scenes in a future series is like just keep putting these plots down until that piece gets built, or maybe there's a way to choose them in the menus and stuff. You know, just because like I'll be more focused on a controlled roleplay. Although that is one of the things that's so fun and amazing about doing, you know, videos like this in a game is that your storytelling is kind of tied to like some of the randomness that the game gives you, you know. So like I like doing the random starts in Skyrim, for example, which will set my character. So I'll have a big character in mind. Now, depending on where they start, it will establish their character. So I love the random elements with something that's already familiar, you know what I mean? So I'm familiar with this location. I've built settlements here before, but this is going to randomly be different than the last settlement, even though I'm actually doing very similar layout. Like I said, my plots weren't all even like this. Well, there was gaps in between. I had a whole power station in the center, actually. But I did the same thing where what I'm doing here, where the commercial area was on this side and the residential area was on the other side. Other than that, there's not really any similarities, but the basic layout is the same. So we can just get rid of this, I guess. Because I decided we don't really need it in that corner anyway. Because we just need the wire to reach the plots. And I'm not putting it on the same square as this, just in case it interferes in any way. When they do try to expand the settlement, I don't want anything to be in the way. So now we have a whole row of stores. I think it's 6 or 7 stores here. So that's going to take a lot of people at this settlement, because we also have some farm plots we're going to throw down. Because, well, you can link your settlements eventually, but even when you link your settlements, the settlers will still complain that they're hungry if there's not food in that particular settlement. I think it's a bug because it doesn't show. If you look at the top, you know, the stats, people, food. So if you have 3 people, you need 3 food or they're going to starve. And if you connect your settlements, it doesn't show it in red on food, but the settlers will still complain, oh, I'm just so hungry all the time. And they do this constantly. And so even though I actually don't like to have food at every settlement, I really wish I could have like 1 farm settlement, or, you know, not 1, but 2 or 3 farm settlements, and like no farming at this settlement. But I don't know. For now, it doesn't even matter because I'm not linking them. So I am going to throw some farm plots down. I'm not sure. I don't think I did that already. I am doing these voiceovers after recording several episodes. So sometimes I forget whether I did something in this series or had just done it in a future episode. But I'm pretty sure I haven't laid any of those plots down. And I probably will do that either right after this or at the beginning of the next episode. So now this is like a nice little grid here. I'm actually really happy with this. And you see it's like so immersive. They throw pallets down. So this, oh, here, I don't like that where there's 2 of the same plots next to each other, but we'll deal with that later. So what we're gonna do is throw this Marshall plot here, which is a guard tower. So this is really cool. I don't think this was in the version that I had used, so I had built my own stuff, and I still am going to lay some turrets down outside on the perimeter, but this will produce a nice little guard post right here, so right in the front of the settlement. So I wish I thought about this a little more in advance now that I'm looking, and had planned for those posts and maybe done them a little differently, maybe like 2 or 3 of them here, which I could still do, I guess, because I left some of them open. Like you have to go through a checkpoint just to get in the city. I like that idea. All right, so now we are going to throw the agricultural plots down here over in the corner. Now, like I said, I actually did this in the Ghost Chef series. If you watch that, there is a little farm plot over here. And I had to plant like all the carrots or whatever myself. So, which wasn't that hard, but I don't even have any carrots on me. So you do have to go find them somewhere and reproduce them. So these are great plots, as you saw in previous episodes. They just sort of, you can make them so they're not level with the ground, and it will actually make like a big mound of dirt that makes it connected to the ground. So it looks great. Or it doesn't look, it looks a little weird actually, but it doesn't show like a gap underneath, which is the problem with a lot of building in this game. And even worse if you ever played Fallout 76. You know, you'll put a foundation down. I think I did it in my first settlement. And, you know, part of it will be hanging. There'll be a gap. It just doesn't look that good. Alright, so what I really want to do is... I don't know if I do this right now, actually. Oh, and here's the great thing. Look at this. We love this. The stupid mole rats that I killed not only don't disappear, maybe they'll unspawn at some point in this game, I don't know, but they were on the ground and the foundations pushed them to the top. So that looks freaking terrible and disgusting. They're horrible, horrible creatures, but I don't know. Anyway, we're going to end this episode in a minute, and what we're going to do now is just turn on our recruitment. So now I could actually I think I can just leave this place and they will just come and start building it. But I probably should check back to make things spawn every once in a while. So yeah, this is it. Look at it. I love this location with the drive-in. It's really good. And this is going to be one of our main settlements just because there's so much room here and stuff. This is like, I see it as like a flea market type of thing, you know. We used to have that back when I was a kid. They would have a flea market out at the drive-in movie theater, actually. So this reminds me of that. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Check us out next time, and Skyrim coming too, and other games.